everyone. In today's Closer Look, we're checking out Arrow Video's recent edition of the 70s sci-fi classic, Silent Running. Yeah. Directed by Douglas Trumbull, who is primarily known for his work in special effects. I mean, he's the guy who did the special effects for, just a few little films like 2001: A Space Odyssey, Close Encounters of the Third Kind, Blade Runner, Star Trek the Motion Picture, just to name a few. Well, this was his feature film directorial debut, and sadly only one of two feature-length films that he helmed. And the two that he made are absolute bangers, I gotta say. This one is a huge cult classic, and I love it, and I know a lot of people are big fans of this. The other film, of course, was Brainstorm, with Christopher Walken and Nancy Wood in what was sadly her final film. The behind-the-scenes story of Brainstorm is a troubled one and a sad one, and that's probably why it hasn't really got much in the way of the deluxe treatment. But I would love to see Arrow Video or someone or one of the boutique labels put together a nice deluxe edition of Brainstorm, because I really think it's an underrated gem that deserves more attention. And but we're not here to talk about Brainstorm. We're here to talk about Silent Running, which I've always referred to as a tree hugger's dream sci-fi movie. Essentially, it's about a group of men who were out in space manning these agricultural stations, and Earth is just devastated and ruined and so forth, and most people are just eating synthetic foods. And the order comes from on high, because, you know, even in the future, everything's run by idiots, to scuttle all of the agricultural ships, because we don't need them anymore. Even though they are carrying the last vestiges of natural vegetation from Earth. Like, there's nothing left on Earth. So what's on these stations is all that's left. And if they destroy those, then that's the last of all of the vegetation that ever existed on Earth. Just wiped out of existence because of some stupid politicians, you know. Funny how little things change. Come on, people, you gotta listen to the science fiction. Don't follow it, listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, let's check this out. Silent Running, big deluxe limited edition from Arrow Video, today on the Multimedia Chronicles. Welcome back. Boy, I mean, you can definitely tell that this was made by a special effects guy, because the practical effects in this are still stunning to this day. Douglas Trumbull, who only just recently passed away in 2022, really was a master of practical effects and special effects, especially for science fiction movies. You read his his IMDb page, and it's just a who's who of all the greatest science fiction movies of the 60s through the 80s, you know, all of which are highly noted for their incredible special effects. Nothing on the top, UPC code on the bottom, and all the contents on the back. There we go. Alright, well, shall we crack this open? It looks like it's trying to open itself. So this one's from Universal. What? A title that isn't from Warner? Yeah, it seems like we've been doing a lot of Warner titles lately, but that's because Arrow just got a big freaking deal with Warner. And, they've been putting out a lot of titles from that back catalog and giving them much needed restorations. And there we go. So nice classy matte finish. I actually have a J card on this one. We haven't seen one of those for a little while. And there we go. So does this actually come off the back? Yes, it does. Okay. Well, there's nothing on the back. Is it even worth taking it off? Well, we'll do that anyway. go. Just a little sticker there. Peel that off. Very nice. Alright. Yeah, this was one that kind of eluded me for a while. I had heard about it because, of course, I was an avid reader of Starlog magazine, and this was a movie that was often mentioned as being, you know, a special effects spectacle, but also just, you know, one with a pretty contemporary ecological message as well, and one that continues to resonate to this day. So this is actually a SteelBook edition. So we have a SteelBook inside the Hardbox. Quite nice. And we got, it's either Huey, Dewey, or Louie. I don't remember which one is which. It's been a while since I've seen the movie. But I do love that scene where they're all playing poker. And then he discovers that one of the robots cheated. And he's just like, that's amazing! You cheated! So, yeah, we all love Huey, Dewey, and Louie. Alright, so let's, got a pile of cards here. We'll just take these out. And what do we have here? Oh. So, I mean, I'm guessing this is a preview for a movie that was coming out from Arrow at the time, but I don't see... Is that the title? L'assassino ha riservato 9 poltrone. So an Italian film, clearly, but I don't know what that one is. I am intrigued, though. It has beautiful women, scantily clad, as many Italian films do. So there we go. So we got the movie on 4K, and then I'm assuming extras on that. And since this is a SteelBook, we want to take a look at the artwork underneath. Hey, look, it's I'm guessing Saturn. Very nice, very lovely. So this came out in 1972. So Douglas Trumbull would have been just 4 years off of 2001. So very cool. So we'll go in a slightly different order this time. We'll look at our art cards first. So, on the back, we just have the movie poster, and it's the same on all of them. And then, yeah, so what happens is they start to scuttle all the, like the agriculture ships, and then he basically the main character played by Bruce Dern, basically hijacks the last one to save it. And, you know, because, I mean, it's not just preserving the culture, it's preserving the last vestiges of vegetation from Earth. Like, if you destroy those, then that's it. It's gone forever. So, you know, he sees the importance of it. He sees the value in it. But his shipmates and powers that be that gave him the order to scuttle them all do not. So they think he's crazy because, I mean, he's always eating like natural food and vegetables and stuff, and they think he's crazy. They go, why don't you just eat the, you know, the protein pills and stuff? He's like, because they're crap. That's why. He's like, why don't you try some of this natural food? It's like, why? It tastes awful. It's like, yeah, the ecological messages are a little heavy-handed to say the least, but it's still a fun one. And you know, you got to admire the chutzpah of the main character. And I think that's the scene right there. Yeah, that's the scene where he's playing poker with them. That's a great scene. So he, you know, since his, you know, shipmates are all psychotic assholes who just want to blow everything up, he basically creates these 3 robots and names them Huey, Dewey, and Louie to be his companions. And honestly, they give him more meaningful companionship than any of the humans do. So take that as you will. Did we cycle around? Yeah, I think we cycled around. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to enjoy revisiting this one, and in such glorious quality. So let's see what all we got on the set here. So it's a brand new 4K restoration by Arrow Films from the original camera negative. 4K UHD Blu-ray presentation in Dolby Vision, HDR10 compatible, and high-definition Blu-ray presentation. So that's a rarity. So we actually get it both on Blu-ray and 4K. Usually with Arrow releases, it's one or the other. So, so we have the original lossless mono audio. So once again, giving us the original theatrical sound, which is great. Optional English subtitles for the deaf and hard of hearing. Audio commentary by critics Kim Newman and Barry Forshaw. An original audio commentary by Douglas Trumbull and actor Bruce Dern. So that's got to be an archival one. That's very cool. Isolated music and effects track. No Turning Back, an interview with film music historian Jeff Bond on the film's score. First Run, a visual essay by writer and filmmaker John Spira exploring the evolution of silent running's screenplay. The Making of Silent Running, an archival 1972 on-set documentary. How cool is that? Silent Running by Douglas Trumbull and Douglas Trumbull Then and Now, 2 archival interviews with the film's director. A Conversation with Bruce Dern, an archival interview with the film's lead actor. Theatrical trailer, extensive behind-the-scenes gallery, a limited edition steelbook featuring original artwork, illustrated collector's booklet featuring writing on the film by Barry Forshaw and Peter Tungette, and an extensive image gallery including behind-the-scenes stills and original concept drawings. Now, just before we take a look at the booklet, I should mention, all this time, the only edition of Silent Running I have ever owned and ever seen is this one. Yes, the Basic Ass Studio release. I think it has a few extras on there. Anything that we don't already have. The Making of Silent Running by... Yep, everything that's on here has been ported over to the Arrow release. So, if you have this, you can safely get rid of it if you got this. So, there you go. Also, like, boring-ass cover. You know, like, you have this. You know, why would you go with some boring Photoshop thing when you have this beautiful painted poster art? Like, I just don't get it. Anyway, so first things first, we have a poster. I think it's a quad poster and a theatrical poster. Yeah, it looks like it. So first off, we have the theatrical poster itself, which we've basically looked at on the box art and the steelbook cover. Amazing companions on an incredible adventure that journeys beyond imagination. And then here we have the quad poster. Yeah, sorry, I can't pull this back more for you. It's literally impossible with the current setup. The setup is set up to make it easier for me to show you the things and keep them in focus easily, right? Here we'll get a very closer look. See? The magic of macro, folks. Alright, and then we have the booklet. There's Huey, Dewey, or Louie. One of them. And on the back, nothing on the back. There we go. Yeah, this is a fairly standard Arrow book with the sort of the heavy stock, thick paper with kind of matte finish. And there we go. Nice big essay by Barry Forshaw. I do enjoy these books. And as I think I mentioned before, Arrow does do just individual books as well. Like they'll have more in-depth books about the making of films and stuff. I have a couple of them that were sent to me by viewers. I definitely appreciate those. And then Peter Tungette. I mean, just look at the model work and stuff. Like it's incredible. I should mention a lot of shots of the ships were reused. In fact, you might kind of recognize, it's hard to see in this picture, but you might kind of recognize these domes. Yeah, if you've ever seen Battlestar Galactica, the original, they reuse shots from Silent Running in Battlestar Galactica for the, you know, the agricultural dome ships, essentially. That was actually quite a common practice with Universal, was to kind of pillage and plunder their movies to give their TV shows more production value. And they used a lot of stock footage. I remember the movie Earthquake was reused a lot, and footage from the airport movies was reused a lot in their TV shows. But, yeah, I mean, there's a logic to it. You know, it gives the TV shows a little more production value, having these big, elaborate special effects, you know. Oh, look at this. All about, speaking of miniatures, there we go. There's one of them right there. Yeah. I should mention Douglas Trumbull also worked on the Starlost, which also featured domes. It was a whole big cluster of domes. Yeah, Starlost being the low-budget 70s sci-fi show, which would have been just a few years after this, actually. So I wonder if he actually repurposed some of the same models that he used for this. It wouldn't surprise me. You know, use what you have, right? And I mean, science fiction, especially back in the 70s and 80s, is a masterclass in using what you have, you know, so-called kit bashing, where you go and get a bunch of cheap model kits and then just use bits and bobs from them to add some texture to your spaceship and stuff. So, yeah, all kinds of stuff. I know he's laying down, but there we go. Yeah, oh, this is a terrific movie. In memoriam, Douglas Trumbull, yeah. Yeah, he would have passed away shortly before this set came out, I think, actually. So, yeah, this is not a recent set. This one's from a few years back. I just happened to luck out and find it for a decent price, so, you know, I definitely wanted to pick it up. And there we go, folks. That is Arrow Video's set of Silent Running. Absolutely beautiful. Yeah, I'm definitely going to enjoy going through all of that stuff. Quite a meaty selection of extras. Very cool. Alrighty, folks. Well, that is it from me to you for now. Hope you enjoyed. So I will see you next time. Until then, thanks for watching, and sayonara.